We are Journals Out Loud. I'm your lovely and captivating host, Louise Palanker, here with a panel of wise and wonderful teens. Oh, yeah. And tonight, we're going to be answering a bunch of questions from teens, and we're going to be helping people, and one of us is wearing a poncho. We have Brady.
Hey.
We have Mozart.
Hello.
Josh. Lyric.
Hey, it's good to be back.
And then his camera's not on because I didn't plan ahead. And
it's good to be back.
Yeah. I'm going to write into the show for advice about planning ahead because I didn't plan ahead. But Ryan was going to be operating Facebook Live tonight, but I didn't plan ahead, so he's not on the Wi-Fi and his camera isn't turned on.
But I'm still here.
But Ryan is here and he has a microphone. So if you're listening to this in your car, please welcome Ryan to the show, who's back from his first year at Syracuse University. How was that?
It was good. I mean, it was mostly like a learning experience going away for that long, but I loved it. It was good.
That's the point of college, right? Good. Oh, before we do that, I want to take a moment to appreciate our new Journals gear. We've got T-shirts. People are wearing their T-shirts. I'm wearing a hoodie. And Lyric has a mug. So
cheers.
We are festooned in yellow this afternoon. And we're going to dive right into questions. The first one from Anonymous. She writes, is it bad if I kiss my crush the first time we hang out? Panel?
It's not good or bad, but I wouldn't recommend it just because you don't know them that well. And I recommend getting to know your crush and maybe start dating them before you kiss them because it might freak them out a bit if they don't like you back. I don't know if they like you back or not. It doesn't say whether they do, but you can. It's not bad, but I personally wouldn't do it. Lyric.
Well, I don't know if you're saying on the first date or the first time you're like hanging out at all, because if this is the first time you're hanging out and it's not a date and you don't know if they like you like for sure, I don't think you should try to do that.
I think they would have said a date, though.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I think, no, I don't think that's a good idea. But I think if you're sure that, if it's a real date and if you're sure that they like you, then yeah, I mean, sure, go for it.
Go for it, YOLO.
Brady.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that, like, people are going to just go out and kiss people, without... I mean, I don't know. I think that it's fine if two people like each other, then that's like that's something that can happen on our first date.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I just meant like if it is a date, then go ahead. Like they like you back, obviously. But if you're just hanging out, because I feel like when you go on a date with your crush, it's something that you want to like oh, I'm going on a date. So I feel like they would have said date.
Yeah, when you're hanging out one-on-one with somebody, though, it's kind of a date. Now, hanging out is like translated
not
into
really.
date.
I have so many guy friends that I just hang out with, like not as a date.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like if you ask a guy one-on-one to just hang out, like he's gonna get the wrong idea about like what that is.
Well, how do you know they asked their crush to hang out?
I don't.
How do you know it wasn't their crush who asked them?
It could have been. Yeah, been that, and if you're not sure, obviously you're not going to do anything like that. But I think that hanging out is kind of parlance for, do you want to go out on a date with me now?
I don't agree at
last
all.
time, right? Like that's what happens in high school now, right?
Josh?
No, I don't agree at all. Like I hang out with females all the time, and I'm not asking them to date me at all.
Of course
don't
not.
You have a girlfriend?
Yeah,
I do.
That's way different, Josh.
And before I had a girlfriend, I would do the exact same thing, and not
like if you like somebody and like you're gonna hang out one-on-one with them, chances are you two are probably into each other, or there's like a one-way thing going on.
No.
I think so. Yeah.
No.
I think most of the time, yes.
The way the question is phrased is so interesting to me. There's so many key words here in such a small sentence. They ask, is it bad? They don't say, is it okay? They use the word crush rather than girlfriend or boyfriend, and they use the words hang out rather than using the words date. So there's so much here that's just up in the air.
I mean, I think it's young.
I think it's very young.
I think it's young. My I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. When I first saw the question, my interpretation was that they're young, presumably middle school, and she's got, hey, this could even be a guy.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, we're thinking it's a girl.
Yeah,
it could be a guy. But what I thought was, the guy or girl is hanging out with the person that they like. Oh no, duh. But it hasn't been
Established.
that it's an actual date,
Yeah.
so they don't know. So that's why they're not calling it a date, because I feel like if it were a date, they would have said.
Lyric.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, I definitely agree. I think if you're gonna go for kissing someone, it needs to be like, for sure, a date. Like, I just feel like, because if you're not even sure if the other person likes you, like, it's just kind of a risky thing to do, to be like, I'm gonna make a move on you now, because you really don't like know what's going on, and you know, you don't give, like, we don't have any information. We don't know. It could be totally a two-sided thing. But I think unless it's like a real established date or like
Nobody does that
something-
now, though.
But
Nobody does
yes,
that.
people do that.
I don't think I've never.
Are you in
encountered
middle
high school?
school?
No, I'm not. High school, nobody does. Nobody just goes up and is like, "Oh, do you want to go out on a date with me?" Like that. It's like
Yes,
it's like,
they do.
you want to hang
Yes,
out?
they do. I'm in high
Do
school.
you
Yes,
wanna
they do.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe some. I think it's much more common now to just be like, "Hey, do you want to hang out at my place?" And like it's like Netflix and chill, right?
No.
Like Netflix and chill is terminology for a date.
No.
No,
Or
it's not.
for
That's
s-
terminology for something else.
I know
Yeah.
for
Ryan,
sex.
like,
Yeah, I know.
Ryan.
Well, I was going to say on the Netflix and chill, it is not terminology for a date.
No.
Or at least not in the conventional sense.
It's
But
No.
it's basically like the point that I'm trying to make is that Netflix and chill is not just you're gonna come over to my house and watch Netflix. It's like hanging out. It's
And
when you
more.
ask a girl, I think so. Yeah, I think that.
All right. Well, I just want. I would
What's
like to.
wrong with
I would just
that?
like to establish that. Yes, you guys. When you guys said let's not define this or qualify this as as either good or bad. It's just a thing. And so, but what you have to do, what is good, what can be qualified as good, is reading the room. In other words,
Yeah.
let's see how it goes.
Of course.
Are you guys
Yeah.
into each other? Is she leaning towards you? Is she looking at you meaningfully? Those are the key signs. It's not established whether or not you might get to kiss her because we don't know how it's going to go. It doesn't sound like you're yet an official couple. It doesn't sound like you've ever kissed before. It doesn't sound like you've hung out before. It's a crush, and you're getting to hang out. Enjoy it. Also, on the flip side of that, no pressure.
Yeah.
You don't have to feel like you're not being cool if you can't get your kiss in.
And congratulations.
It's more important that you enjoy
Like-
each other and that you bond as human beings because the kiss may be coming or because this may just be a great person for you to know in your life.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Well, right. Yeah.
yeah. And it's exciting. Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, like you're hanging out with your crush. Like, you're lucky.
Score.
Like they like you back.
All
Probably.
right, Mozart.
Right. That's the thing.
Like,
Yeah.
They
Wouldn't
like you
you
back.
say that that's a pretty
Well,
clear
I don't think
indicator,
that. I
though?
don't think you know for sure.
Right,
No,
well,
you
you're gonna
don't.
know for sure, but this is the most likely.
Because I know people that have been like, "Hey, want to hang out?" and like we are not. There's nothing.
I think men and women still rarely. I mean, I think that men and women, when they hang out one-on-one, usually, especially in high school and in middle school and stuff like that, where it's very segregated friend groups, a lot of the time.
I'm going
I
to say
think that-
something
yeah.
very controversial, Brady.
What's that?
I don't think that boys hang out with girls they don't have a crush on.
That is,
But I do
agree
think
with
that girls hang out with boys they don't have a crush on.
Yes.
Josh.
Friend zone.
Ryan's shrugging his shoulders. Well, who agrees or disagrees with that statement? In other words, I think it's more likely that a boy has a crush if he's going to spend some time with
Yeah,
you.
I agree.
I think that
agree.
boys don't even talk to girls most of the time unless they're interested.
That's what I think.
I think that that's
No.
just how high school
No.
is. I think
No.
I
not.
talk to all the guys in my class. They're
And
they're,
they're
it's
all
different-
in love with
it's
you.
Different for
they're
guys.
all, you know, no,
different for
no,
girls.
not at all.
Different for girls.
I mean, like, okay, there are certain guys that like I don't talk to in my class, like hardly, that don't really talk to me. But I don't think. I think that. Yeah, I mean, I guess in middle school.
If a guy came up and
in
just
middle
approached
school.
you out of the blue and like started talking to you, what would you think?
I would be like, okay, cool, friend.
And he'd be like, "Oh my god, I'm so in love with Eric.
I mean, that it just happens. That's
She's
how it happens.
perfect." All right, you know what? We're on YouTube and we want you to subscribe to our page,
Subscribe.
youtube.com/Journals Network. Also, Ryan is handling the camera. By camera, I mean my phone for Facebook Live right now.
Woo.
Is it on you? Excellent. That's Ryan. And you can give us a call at 888-531-7171, and we will talk to you. You can talk to everybody. You can talk about our new T-shirts, our new mugs. You can talk about Ryan. There's so much to talk about. Lots of people want to call and talk about Ryan all day.
You can buy a mug.
And usually, like, at 3 a.m., I'm just like, I can't talk about Ryan right now. I'm sleeping. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, thanks, Ryan's mom. So, Mozart, would you like to read the question from Anonymous?
Yeah.
Which is all of them.
That's a lot. Okay. It's my 13th birthday on Sunday, and my mom won't let me do anything for it. I asked for a sleepover, and she said no, only because she didn't want to clean the house. My mom told me I'm not even getting anything for my birthday because of my bad behavior, which constitutes of me wearing inappropriate clothing and reading inappropriate books. All I wanted for my birthday was a phone, and I'm not getting it because I got in trouble because she treats me like I'm 5. She's ruining my 13th birthday and my life. What do I do?
Panel?
Get over yourself.
Yeah.
Wow,
Wait,
Josh.
Like, no,
You're
I'm
the
being
best
sick.
big
Like,
brother
Josh,
I-
always the voice of reason.
No, he's just speaking
No,
the
the
truth.
voice of
I didn't have a phone until like
Yep.
high school.
I didn't
so
have a
you're
phone until
13
last
and you
year.
have all of this
yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
Like,
I just got a phone.
And get that
Yeah,
satanic
give me a
trash
break.
out of your head.
What satanic trash?
All right,
The
I can give you
books.
some background on this person because this has been sort of an ongoing conversation
Oh.
in our app, which you can
Uh-huh.
download free in the
Oh.
iTunes App Store. It's called Journals Network. Her mom is kind of micromanaging her childhood in that she's not really even allowed to read any YA titles that if I had a daughter who read, I'd be like, oh my God, my daughter reads. And I'd be weeping openly. But her mom seems to want to pick out childish books and not let her. But on the other side of the coin, it sounds like she wants to wear makeup. And when her mom says you're too young to be wearing makeup, there's a lot of pushback from the kid. The kid doesn't have a phone. She has to text her friends when she has Wi-Fi, etc. So all she really wants for her birthday is a phone. And she's not getting a party. She's not getting a phone. And her mom tells her that she's too sassy. So that's the backstory. Brady.
It's going to end badly for the mom, if anybody, because it's not going to be solved or anything like that. I mean, this problem is just going to get worse.
Yeah, like what you were saying about how they couldn't text, like they could only text during Wi-Fi. That was literally me until last year. I'm 15. Like, you know, I'll be 16. Not that soon, but, you know. I'm 15, and I couldn't text without Wi-Fi until last year. So don't worry. It's going to be okay. Because at the end of the day, like, she's your parent and you kind of have to listen to what she says. So this is either going to end badly for you or, like Brady said, badly for your mom, where she takes away all of your privileges. So she's your parent and you're going to have to listen to her because you're 13, almost 13, and you're going to have to live with her for the next 5 years. So I think it's best right now to abide by her rules, however hard that may be.
Now, I do think that you can read YA titles secretly, and that's the one place that I feel like you can defy your parents, because I think reading is good, and unless you're reading some satanic
50 Shades of
handbook,
Grey.
or 50 Shades of Grey, then just
Satanic
don't.
handbook.
Like, don't read that.
The what?
But don't push back. Like in other words, the makeup thing. Stop wearing makeup, and like let your mother feel like you hear her. Because you feel unheard, your mother feels unheard, and there's this wide gap between the two of you. Lyric.
And I think also, like, you can maybe be like, okay, Mom, I just want to wear, like, a little bit of lip color. Like, is that okay? Or, you know, like, if you really feel a need, like, and you want to look pretty or whatever, you can ask for that. But if she says no, like, and then ask for her reasons and she says no, you might have to just be like, okay, fine. And, you know, maybe in a couple of years, maybe in a year, she'll be like, okay, it's fine. And usually most parents can kind of come to, like, some sort of a reason or, like, realize, okay, yeah, it's okay if you do this. And then also, I'm just wondering, when was this submitted? Because was it a past Sunday or is it this coming Sunday when her birthday
I
is?
don't know. That's a good Jenny, put these questions
Because
together
I'm
for
just
us.
thinking, like, how soon? Because if this already happened, but I mean,
we haven't even gone to the issue about the birthday.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Happy
I know.
birthday!
Like,
Yeah, I mean, like 13 is kind of a special number because you're
is.
entering
Yeah.
like teenagerhood, which I think 13 is kind of a transition age.
Oh,
I-
so it has to be a great, spectacular
Well, like
birthday?
13
Oh.
is a big deal for people.
Of
Like it was a
course,
big deal
yes.
for me. Once you get to the day after 13, it's not going to be a big deal anymore. But like
Honestly, you're no different. It's
I
just
agree
like
with you.
you're like a teenager now,
But-
and like you'll be going
Yes.
to high school soon.
But
and
at
it's kind of like
13, the
All American
anticipation.
children deserve a wonderful 13th birthday.
Like you're
I
a
think so.
teenager. Like that's the thing. Like
you just got to
Josh really wants to talk. We
What?
need to let Josh talk now because he really wants to
Well,
talk.
I mean, everything I was gonna say has been said, but like,
What happened? What happened on your 13th birthday, Josh? Did you get a party?
oh, I think I was removed from my home. I don't know.
Oh, John.
I,
We're gonna throw Josh a 13th birthday party.
no,
Happy birthday.
I don't know.
John.
I mean, my birthday was never like a big deal, like around where I was, so it just came and passed. So for me, like what I was just gonna say though is just like it is a birthday, and like you aren't getting a phone, and that's been made very clear. And there are certain, like it seems like you just keep finding things that you have an issue with that your mom says you can't do. So I would say start small. Like if you want to read young adults, try to convince her to read young adults. Have her read the book first or something.
Yeah, read it
So,
together.
yeah,
so you
read
can
it
talk
together.
about anything that comes up that
Mommy
she.
and me.
Yeah,
Mommy
mommy
and
and
me
me
book
book
club.
club. Mommy and me book club.com.
I feel like it's
Hashtag-
weird to read like young adult.
yeah,
books with your
like that's
parents.
not.
Why?
It's like,
Oh, why? Are they-
I
And
mean-
also, she's not a young adult.
we have a phone call. Let's see what our caller has to say.
When Mozart gets excited.
Hello. Thanks for calling Journals. Who's this?
Hi, this is Joe. Joe Ang from Vancouver, Canada.
Hey, Joe.
I know Mozart pretty well.
Thanks for calling in. Did
And,
you have something to say about the question that we're talking about?
Yeah, I'm trying to go to YouTube and watch it.
Okay.
I just want to say hi to everyone.
All
Hi,
right.
Joe.
Hi, everyone. And, sorry, your name is,
My name is Louise. Do you want to go to
yeah, Luis, yeah.
Do you want to go to youtube.com/Journals Network and you'll find us?
youtube.com/network.
No, Journals Network.
Oh, journals. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Call back when you find the show, and then we can hear your opinion.
Okay. Tell Mozart I say hi.
Mozart, Joe says hi. Say hi to.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Mozart. Okay. Have fun there.
Okay,
I'll
Joe.
go to YouTube.
Thanks for calling. Take care.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye. Josh, would you read the next anonymous question?
Yeah.
Mozart, you have
So-
fans.
There's this guy in my wait.
There's
my-
this guy. In other words, she's in a tutoring program, I guess.
Oh, okay. There's
Guy in my tutor.
There's a guy in my tutor, and I need
Okay.
to get him out.
How's
okay.
there a guy inside my tutor? My poor tutor. He's stuffed with a guy.
Oh my
Okay. There's this guy in my tutor, and I have a really big crush on him. My friend started talking to him about me, and he said he would go out with me, but because most of his friends don't like me, he's afraid he'll get judged. Do I talk to him and ask why he thinks he'll be judged, or should I just leave it be?
Leave it be. He's not worth it, honey.
Honey.
Hunting.
No, don't
Any
say-
other
don't say
thoughts?
that.
I mean, yeah, I think you just need to kind of like let it go.
Doesn't
'cause-
this also? There's this age group, as Brady was discussing, where nobody wants to be caught having a crush. So if you guys are maybe around 12, I could see where
It's the same now.
it's the same now.
Like lyric, is it not the same now?
Really?
Yeah, no.
Describe, explain.
Mozart.
No, like it's awkward when you have a crush on somebody. Like
Yeah.
you don't want them to know, but then like you want them to know because
Yeah,
you want them
yeah.
to like you back, but you don't want them to.
But you don't want to make it obvious because you're not even sure if they like you too.
It's
and
so
that's the
hard.
thing. The struggle.
Struggle.
The struggle
Real.
continues. Brady, please help us all.
You gotta undertake a sort of PR campaign among his friends. You gotta endear yourself.
Give them brownies.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I was gonna say baked goods. You know, pass out
Baked
donuts.
goods.
Everybody
Anonymous
likes,
for
always
president.
good.
everybody
Do we-
likes you.
Do we want to
Anonymous for
ask
president.
why his friends don't like you? Like,
I
is
don't
that
know.
something we want
Yes,
to explore?
We
Yeah,
do,
that's kind
but
of
we can't
interesting.
know.
Like we're
Lyric.
never gonna
I mean, the thing is, like, this is kind of an interesting situation because your friend told him that you like him, and then it's like he said he would go out with you. Like, that's just kind of slightly like weird. I don't know. And like, I don't know what this relationship is. Like, it sounds kind of like, oh,
very
I guess I'll
juvenile.
go out with her. Like, it doesn't sound like it's coming from him. It's because of her friend. Yeah, Brady.
I think that maybe this might be an excuse. Which would
excuse
be
for what?
sad.
That he doesn't really like her.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
See,
I
it's
would
not,
let it
It's
go.
not me who doesn't like you. It's everybody else.
It's not you, it's them.
It's literally everybody.
It's not me.
It could be, although
it's them.
it also could be that, I always say information is your friend. So, and I know it's scary to seek more information because it might not be the information that you're hoping for. And sometimes hope is better than devastation. So we leave ourselves in that state of hope for a prolonged or protracted period of time. But then information is like, then the blood is let, the scar establishes itself, we heal, and we're able to move on. Lyric.
I mean, I think it would be kind of interesting to ask him why he thinks he'll be judged, because if his answer is kind of legit, like if he's like, I mean, most like he's probably going to be like, like I don't want to like look bad in front of my friends, like, or like I don't know, like he might just say something kind of weird, and then that will really be like, okay, you can see. I mean, it's up to you. I would say like leave it be, but if you really want to know if he's like faking this, you can see based on what he says. Yeah, Brady.
Yeah. Here's what you do. You go out into the city. You find at least
It's always a great start.
3 lovable orphans.
Mm-hmm.
They're not very expensive. You pay them like, a few shekels each. And they go out into your school, and you send them out and
With leaflets.
they collect no, they collect information for you.
Oh,
They
I
listen.
see. I see.
You're little birds.
I thought it was going to be, sort of just,
Yeah, I was thinking he was
some
gonna say something
propaganda
It's a
leaflets
very cheap
about
way
your
to-
attributes,
No,
your
that's
qualities.
I thought it was gonna be like adopt them.
adopt
Yeah, or
them.
adopt them and be like, look, I have friends or something. I was like, what?
Oh no.
I-
No, why?
I was so confused.
This is my philanthropy at work.
Nailing it.
Who wouldn't like me?
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Lyric, would you please read the next? Oh, before you read the question, the phone number is 888-531-7171. If you are a super fan of Mozart and or anyone else, please give us a call at 888.
And if you want to buy a mug.
And oh yeah, the mugs.
For sale, only $9.95.95.
I give every
Call now.
$995.95.
Call now and get one free for
$995.95, or is that $9.95 and 95 little
Depends
cents?
on
Okay.
how many cast members have autographed the mug.
Oh, we should do that.
Yes.
For only $9.95.95.
Call now.
Lyric,
Limited
would you
time.
read the question that starts with I've been getting bullied?
Okay. I've been getting bullied and teased a lot lately. I took a Chinese quiz and I was sick the day before it and wasn't able to study, so I wrote down some Chinese characters on my hand. But the teacher caught me and I got in trouble. Everyone was laughing at me and constantly teasing me. This boy who has a learning problem was calling me stupid, and I got really mad and was like, at least I can take Mandarin. You get modified work. The other kids were saying that what I said was wrong, but they didn't say anything when he was bothering me. I just feel so alone and depressed. Why are people so cruel? People are cruel.
First thing, hey, don't cheat. Second thing is you should apologize to him because like he does have a learning disability, and it's different because you cheated.
No,
And-
but I think they didn't cheat on purpose.
Yeah.
Yes,
They
they
did.
Well,
did.
wasn't it
They
saying
did.
that they wrote?
On their hands, so
That-
they could like cheat.
I was thinking that they were just like doodling on their hand, and then
I
it
thought
looked
so at
like,
first,
and
but
it
yeah.
looked like they
Oh,
were
no.
cheating.
She
No,
was
they were
cheating.
Yeah.
I
It was
truncated
hardcore
this. It was a more elaborate post. She was cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should apologize to him because, yeah, he shouldn't have said that to you. That was wrong of him. But you were the one that did the wrong thing. You cheated. And he still shouldn't have said that. Like, but here's the thing. This is such a small thing. Like, you cheated. They will forget about this in such a short amount of time. Like, this, believe me. Yeah. Don't cheat.
Brady.
Okay, so the kid with the learning disability is going to come to you and call you stupid? I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's not nice.
No,
but-
it's not nice, and it makes no sense. This kid. Okay, I think that this was a bad situation that just sort of went downhill for you. You got to move on. This was one day that was a pretty bad day where it just seems like you can't catch a break. And of course, nobody should be making fun of each other. But I mean, like, I don't know. You were already having a bad day. That kid shouldn't have made your day worse. And and for everybody else then to jump on you.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Ryan.
Everyone's wrong. Like, no one was right in this situation, and it sucks that people are making fun of you for this, but just like everyone said, don't cheat. And then he shouldn't have made fun of you, but really it wasn't right to make fun of him back. And so just everyone, like, mind your own business is the lesson here.
And to jump onto what Ryan just said, and I make this point often, and I will make it again now, another person's bad thing doesn't unbad your bad thing. You have to own your own behavior, and just because he picked on you because he's sensitive about whatever his learning disability is, it doesn't make you right for you're not owning anything you did. Your whole letter is, why does the world hate me? And nothing in your letter says, I guess I learned from that mistake. And so you have to just be responsible for what you do. So stooping to that kid's level and he called you stupid and then you're going to say, well, at least I can take Mandarin and you're in special classes. Like, no, don't go there. You went to a place you're not supposed to go. And you have to own that and apologize to the kid. Lyric. Or Josh. Who's next?
Josh.
So I agree with you. I think that this person needs to take responsibility for their actions. And then at the end of the day, like, this person who also said this to you while it wasn't right, they do have a mental disability, like you said, a learning something.
Or learning challenge or
learning
whatever.
challenge. So more than likely, they may not even know exactly like what they were doing. And for you to respond the way you did, like socially, like in society today, it's acceptable to bully people even though it's not cool.
That's not true.
No, it happens all the time.
It's acceptable
and
to bully people?
It happens
I
all the
think,
time.
Yeah, it kind of
Like-
can make people look cool too.
Yeah, like
And
it's a
so
I mean, it's acceptable. It shouldn't be.
okay,
It
so
kind of
I'm gonna
is
finish
seen
what
as,
I'm
like-
saying.
Yes.
And so at the end of the day, though, like you also did this towards somebody who has a mental disability, which isn't acceptable. in
Learning
society.
disability.
It's still
a
a
learning
learning disability is
problem.
the same
Well,
thing.
you don't know. They could
like-
have like ADHD or like
I knew
dyslexia.
kids who
it doesn't
had
mean that
stuff,
they're like
who had modified work. They were pretty normal.
Like, it
aside
doesn't-
from-
yeah.
It's fine. It's just that the whole letter is, woe is me, why does the world hate me? And you're partially responsible for all of the consequences that you encounter. We all are.
also
And you never even owned the cheating. You're just like and there was more of the letter, and it was like other people were cheating, and I'm the one who got caught. So, but you were cheating. So you were all like, lots of Nazis were bad, but they were all bad. So
Louise,
you know,
don't
you
bring
can't
that.
just
That's
say
not-
other people were Naziing.
It always goes back there with Weezy.
Well, I just want to say that, I mean, again, I think that, this kid, I don't know how severe his problem is or anything like that, but you were having a bad day. I don't know why you were cheating, okay? That's
it
not...
says they didn't have time to study.
because they were sick.
I know. No, I know. And I agree. I think that, yeah. I think that I don't know if you do it very often is what I'm trying to say. If this is a repeated behavior, I think that, it's worse than if it's just a one-off thing because she was sick and she didn't study. So I think that this kid who has, the learning disability, I can see why you would respond. I'm just going to say. I can
was
see why you would.
reflexive. It was
yes,
reflexive.
and because it's ridiculous for, somebody, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me why somebody who would already have that kind
Well,
of
I know
sensitivity
why.
then come after somebody else for that sensitivity.
No.
Yes, I know why.
It deflects
Right.
from him.
No,
Right.
exactly, and that's the thing. He's the one who's probably always being made fun of, or she. I don't know. Did they say he?
Well, we don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Boy.
So yeah, it's a boy. So that's why they're like putting the spotlight on someone else, because they're like, finally it's off of me. Finally someone else is getting put in the spotlight and having a struggle in school.
Yeah, that's
And
possible, but he could have just
so-
been rude that day. Like, who comes up to somebody and just like decides to make somebody who's feeling bad like already feel
And they're not
worse?
Because
That's-
it's to take. I mean,
I get why you would defend yourself in that situation.
Right.
So I'm just playing devil's advocate.
But you
for
can
that
also
one
just shake it
aspect.
off and let it go.
Yeah, of
because
course.
it's possible that every single person who has some sort of Chinese letter tattooed on their body is actually cheating at Mandarin.
and half of them don't know what it means.
Most of them, more than half of
Oh
them.
yeah, almost all of them. It says I was sick. I was sick the day before it, and I don't know if they meant that they were sick just
They were
the day
out.
before.
They were absent. Yeah.
Well, I know, but like I
Oh.
mean, like if they were sick just the day before, or they were sick,
Then you go to the teacher and you say, "Can I make this up?"
Because I was thinking, like, why did you wait till the last minute? If
Well,
you
there's people that are always making excuses, and
Yeah.
that's what this feels like.
'Cause, like,
I
A-
want to see her own some of this.
yeah, A, you shouldn't have cheated, and B, you should have studied in advance for this test because Chinese, like,
That's hard.
I can relate to you because I went to Chinese school for 3 years and I learned study, not the day before.
Our
So-
own little
In
Forrest
Malaysia?
Gump.
Yeah, in Malaysia.
Yeah.
It was like a local Chinese school.
Ah,
Yeah.
in Malaysia. All right, Josh, would you please read the next letter from Anonymous? It begins with, "I really want to explore."
I really want to explore my sexuality. I feel more of a physical attraction to females and romantic attraction to males. I really want to kiss a girl because I've never really done it before, but none of my friends are bi or lesbian, so I can't really ask them any suggestions.
Any questions?
Any
Any
questions,
questions?
anybody?
Any questions? Who would like to be kissed? Anyone? We get this kind of thing a lot.
Yeah, I feel like we've had a very similar question
Yeah.
before.
I think you hold off until if you're not in high school. Definitely, I think hold, because if
You
you're in
sound
middle
young.
school,
Yeah.
They sound young.
what?
They sound young.
Yeah, this person does sound pretty young, and I think that like if you're in middle school and like you don't really want like I don't know if you're just experimenting, you don't want to like do anything that is gonna affect you for the rest of your life, like undertake a relationship with somebody that you're not sure about and in a very changing time for you. I think that it's better to wait and you can explore these feelings as much as you want when you get older.
That's a good
You know.
point. Derek.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think you need to go, like, searching around, like, oh, I need to find someone to, like, kiss right now.
Yeah.
But I think if something comes up, like, if someone's into you, like, you can, or you like someone and you want to go for it and you're pretty sure they like you back, like, that's great. And that's maybe a perfect opportunity. But I don't think being like, I need to find, like, is a good idea in
Like
this
putting
situation.
an ad out on Craigslist. Like,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
need a girl
and
to
so, like,
kiss.
that's why, yeah, exactly.
Pucker up, classmates.
I mean, I definitely
Looking for a girl to kiss.
I definitely agree with what's been
Craigslist.
said. Like,
Yeah.
you don't like hold off, maybe wait till high school and take your time.
Unless they're in high school.
Would like to say though, like you said that none of your friends are bi or lesbian, so you can't really ask them. Well, they probably are just as curious as you are in some ways. Like you don't,
Yeah,
they
you
they
don't
might be
know.
afraid to ask you. Like who knows?
Yeah.
Like, Brady.
Yeah, I mean, like, the thing about, these kinds of things when you're so young, it doesn't matter. I think that, now the situation is changing in schools, like, not everywhere, of course, but, like in California, for example, you can get away with being gay or lesbian, queer in school now. I mean, it didn't used to be that way.
Lots of kids are out in high school.
Lots of kids are out. And not only high school, but in middle school. In my middle school, there were kids who were
Yeah, I know
out.
people in middle school
Yeah.
who are out.
and then also some of them changed their mind afterward. I mean, like, that's the thing. If you take this step to mark yourself this way, and, for everybody, I think that causes problems because, while kids might be accepting of, intolerant of homosexuality and gays and lesbians in their school, I think that, like, sometimes they don't, like, there can be a stigma because they don't understand it fully. you
All right,
know?
but what if she thinks that kissing someone will help her figure out who she is and that she really won't know who she's attracted to until she has an experience? Because if you're only dreaming of kissing a boy or you're only dreaming of kissing a girl, maybe you don't know what it's like to wonder who would you prefer to kiss, and so she feels like I need to have
Well, but
these-
she also says that she has a romantic attraction to males.
That's why
I
she's
mean,
confused. And
Yeah.
but I don't know that kissing one girl is going to clear this up for you, right?
Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff that you don't set out to figure out. It just kind of happens. So I don't think you should be seeking out anyone to kiss who's a girl or a guy, or a romantic connection with
Yeah.
anyone. Just live your life. And when you get older, if you're not already older yet, like, you start to realize that the people you start dating they don't have to be your friends first. You meet new people, but just let it play itself out and you will learn. And you just have to trust in the
Yeah.
process that takes time.
It does. It takes time, and people want answers right now. I know how you just want to identify yourself. You want to go on Tumblr and find yourself on a list. And whose hand was up in here? Because I've got cameras in the middle. Brady?
I was just gonna say that, you know, and also like just because like you feel this way now doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna always feel this way. Like you could have, you know, sexual attraction or physical attraction to females and you know, romantic attraction to males. Sometimes that's because like, you know, sexuality is scary. Like sometimes
it's ever changing, like
for,
the leaves
for
on
girls,
a tree.
Yeah. Like for girls, it can seem like safer to like, you know, the idea of being with another girl as opposed to a guy.
Yeah,
you know,
way, because girls are when it's a girl and a guy, it's scary because you just worry that it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
And you're being penetrated, so there's that physical aspect to it. I know it makes you giggle, but it's actually.
But that's the truth of the situation. Yeah.
I didn't know that was coming.
I
didn't
know.
that's what
I
you were
kind of
talking
like dozed off, and it just was like.
I thought you were gonna scoot around the word, but you just
I thought you
went-
meant like emotionally. I'm like, I wasn't prepared for that.
You really
I think
penetrated that
it was
situation,
about-
Louise.
No, but it's important to talk about because it isn't often talked about, and girls walk around like, oh yeah, like everyone's fine with it. Like
No, of course.
you know,
Oh yeah.
and we weren't really fine with it. Like we were scared. I was scared. So I think that's okay to say out loud.
Yeah.
And so with
It's
boys,
natural.
if you love a girl, like be sensitive that you know when you're with her that she may need to go slowly. And so these are all issues. You're right. You know, having a crush on a fellow female is less threatening to a woman, and that's just truth. Unless it's like a really big lesbian who might.
Brienne of Toth.
All right.
Next
Trish is like,
question.
stop talking. Wheezy.
First
Serious.
Nazis
A
and now
really
this.
big lesbian.
Oh my God,
she just
Weezy,
stopped at
stop
big
talking.
Crying.
Phone number 888-531-7171. Call me up and
Please
yell at me,
call.
parents.
Please call.
The next question from Anonymous, who hasn't read yet.
Lyric.
Lyric.
is red.
Lyric is
Oh my God, Lyric, you keep reading.
I'll read.
Okay, Mozart.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lyris. Okay. My
It's okay,
boyfriend.
mobs are.
Oh, this is the one you don't have an answer for, so you can read the question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to say that.
Sorry.
You're not supposed to say I don't have an answer to it.
Wow.
Secrets.
We have to stop the show now.
We'll see you next week. My boyfriend's great-grandfather recently passed away. The problem is, before this happened, I was planning on breaking up with my boyfriend. I don't think this relationship is salvageable, but I can't break up with him, and I don't know when or how I can without being a total jerk. How long do you think I have to wait? How can I support him when I don't want to be with him? And how do I get myself through this period in the meantime?
Joshua?
Don't wait. Break up with him now.
Yeah.
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 I say, look, it's, hey, Halloween's coming. Oh my God, Thanksgiving's coming. Oh, it's Christmas. It's his birthday. You know what? There's always going to be a reason why it would be insensitive. But, you know, give this a week after the funeral and break up with him. But in the meantime, be nice to him the way you'd be nice to a friend
Do
who,
it gently.
who
Yeah.
went through a
like,
loss.
You know,
I mean, just like adding on to what I said, like really just look at the situation. Like he's going through a sucky time right now, and yeah, it's gonna suck if you break up with him. But like, why do you want him to get better to hurt him again? Like that. Like why? Brady.
It's his great grandfather. It's not his grandfather.
Yeah,
It's not
it-
his grandmother.
No, it's a grandfather
his
who's
great-
really fantastic.
great-
He's so great. This guy.
I remember
Well,
when
the
my
more
great grandmother
reason-
died. I never met her. You need to figure out this. If you guys were really close, if they were really close, then of course be sensitive. But most of the time, the
Yeah.
greats do not have it.
the greats do
they're-
not matter.
They're more. I mean, you know, your mom would be sad. Your dad or whatever, whoever it is.
Really?
What we don't know is how close they were, so let's assume they were close and that he's
Yeah.
really sad.
I mean, I think the thing is, you know, like, I think we've gotten questions, and I've heard about people who are like, my so-and-so just died, and my significant other just broke up with me. And, like, for some reason, these types of things always end up clashing. But I think you need to wait just if it's just a week or a week and a half or 2 weeks. Because when someone already has something that they're going through that's, you know, as if this is very hard for them, you don't want to pile on top of that. And I think you can wait it out. It doesn't mean you have to be, like, really, really lovey-dovey all the time. But you can be, like,
Start to distance
supporting
yourself.
them. Yeah, I mean,
Like
you,
you
can
would
try-
a friend.
But
Just,
yeah,
I'm
and
so
just like
sorry for-
support them. Honestly, that's what you should be your focus. And then be like, look, and then give your reasons why you feel like you want to break up, and then be like, this has, like, I still think you're great. You know, like, say that stuff. But okay, don't say that.
Ryan.
He's just shaking his head. He's like, no, don't say
No,
that.
I just like went through this. So just being on the receiving end of it, I just like. But you go on, and then I'll say something.
No,
after
go ahead.
That, but
I'm done.
What, you were just broken up with?
yeah, like
Oh.
yeah. So I my girlfriend was my best friend for 2 years before we dated, and then for like a year and a half we dated, and she broke up with me right before finals when I was at school,
Right.
and that's
Why
like
would somebody do that?
well because
That's worse than the grandpa.
no,
You
but
have
I,
to,
but I
though.
think that
You
I
have
think that
to.
was right, and so she wasn't like you need to rip the Band-Aid off. You need to be very clear about it because she wasn't super clear about it. So for then, like during finals, I was confused. I had like a month where we weren't really talking, but I thought things were going to be like work themselves out when I got back, and then I came back and it just happened again. Like I had to go
Yeah.
through it twice. Just you can give it a week and let him get through this, but just be really clear and like you can tell him he's great, but just don't
Not
say
as great
things that
as his
aren't-
No, you don't need to be
great-grandfather.
like, look,
Right.
I think you're like the hottest guy ever, and like I just really love you, but like I can't.
right.
Like
just be
don't
very
do that.
clear
Yeah, exactly.
and keep it
but-
short and sweet.
I mean, like, don't you think like still the compliment sandwich? Wait, no, you're not giving a compliment.
The breakup
Okay,
sandwich?
the breakup sandwich.
Yeah, no,
Just
I mean
like,
you don't have
You're
to
really
tell
great,
people.
but I'm
like,
breaking
still
up
being
with
like,
you, but you're
I
really
think,
great.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think you've been like really sweet. Like this has been great, but and then say why, but be clear for sure
And
because
short.
you don't want to be like, then I just don't think it's working out. Like that's what a lot of people do, and it just oh god.
All right. Excellent advice. Who would like to read? Oh, the phone number is 888-531-7171. Call and you can talk to Brady, Mozart, Josh, Lyric, and Ryan.
Did you forget my name?
She should just walk up to him and be like, you should be sad about a real thing.
Oh,
That's so mean.
What the heck?
What do you mean?
That
What?
doesn't even make sense.
Brady's
What?
That
he's
is a
writing
real thing
dialogue
to
for
be
his
sad.
next
Like,
movie.
did his grandpa die in his dreams? Like, that's real.
Grandpa?
Great grandpa.
Okay.
Brady, would you read the question, please?
What is going on?
Brady,
Okay.
how many
Brady.
different...
Is it a good sign or true love when you've known a girl for a long time and you really like her, but the idea of snuggling and kissing sounds much more appealing than anything sexual? Or is it not a big deal?
So much depends on your ages. Oh my
Yeah, I was
gosh.
gonna say it depends on how like mature you are, and like if you're like 12, then this is probably or 13. But then if you're like 18, then that might mean that you're like a really sensitive, like sweet person. Does that make sense? Like I think that your age just definitely changes like what
you're ready to
means.
do
Exactly,
physically.
because if you're like, if you're like 12 to I don't know whatever age.
I'm kind of guessing
Like-
16, like, honestly. I'm guessing 16.
All right, let's answer the question as if they're 16.
Okay.
Everyone's silent. Like, I got nothing. Got
Hey,
nothing.
It's a great sign. It's a great sign. And I'll tell you why. Because sex, and I think that this is something that you realize as you get older and you have more experiences with people. But like when you're with somebody who you're not really into and you just have a sexual connection with them, like sometimes it can feel like kind of claustrophobic to be around them. Like you want them for the sexual connection, and that might be mutual, and that's fine to like have a friends with benefits kind of thing. I mean, young people are experimenting and stuff, but if you really want to be around them and you want to be close to them in more ways than just sexual, and like you want to actually like spend time with them, and like you're okay with like falling asleep with them and stuff like that, and you like think about that,
Like, when
that
they
is-
talk, it's not annoying.
yeah
Oh, you can say things.
that's a great way to find out if you're really into somebody, because you won't want to be around. I mean, there will be people in your life who you have a sexual attraction to
Where
who
you're
you
like,
don't want to be
Don't
around
talk.
all the time. Yeah.
Don't talk.
But
Yeah.
they don't say that they're dating.
What's that? What's the word for it when a man postcoital or something, where the man wants to leave as soon as he's done having sex? That happens sometimes.
I don't
There's
know
like
the
a whole term for it.
Okay, yeah, there's all kinds of jargon for that. But yeah, someone said to me once that he was dating someone and he actually looked forward to making breakfast with her.
Yeah,
Meaning,
that's
and
a
that's
great,
how he knew he was in love. So
Yeah, they're asking if this is like true love, what's going on, and I mean, I think that either this just means you're really sweet and like, but I think it could definitely mean that you really, really like this person, and not just for something like sexual, like you really honestly like their personality, and I mean, of course, like their looks or whatever, but you see something deeper in them than just like oh, I just want to like have sex with this
And
person.
I wouldn't call it true love either. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
it's,
not
it's
necessarily,
true, like,
but it's a good
but
sign.
I definitely think that that's a really good sign and could be a very good relationship. I mean, it doesn't even sound like you're dating yet, but
Yeah.
it sounds like you really have nice feelings for this person, and that's really fantastic.
nice feeling.
And I also
Nice
think that,
feelings.
if we imagine that they're 16 and it's a guy, that there's all his buddies are going, so, yeah, and,
Yeah.
and he's just not ready
And
for
he's
that.
like, no.
So that's fine, because
No.
I think a lot of
No.
16-year-olds, and Brady disagrees with me on this one, but I do think a lot of 16-year-olds are like all talk, and that there's not as much going on as they want their buddies to think is going on.
oh, I agree.
Oh, it's
Oh my
ve-
God, 100%.
That's
Yeah.
the thing, though. That's the thing, though, Louise. You don't know because
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, men, when after puberty, like they have that attraction, and a lot of them act on that attraction. Some are not ready, and some are talk, but it's happening like all over the place just because it's a natural attraction, and people are just ready to take the plunge in order to satiate that need. That's all I'm saying.
But just because your buddies are giving you pressure,
No, don't have
Doesn't-
to give into it. Of course,
it's still
No.
okay to just snuggle and
Yes.
cuddle and
better.
and
Yeah.
bond and love each other, and sex isn't going anywhere. It will be there when you feel ready for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Josh, would you please read the next question?
Yeah.
I looked at Brady for some reason. I don't know why.
He is
yeah,
all
he
wise.
is.
He is.
I saw this post on Pinterest, and I would love to get your opinion on it. It says kids with broken legs don't have to do PE, but kids with social anxiety still have to do public speaking. Isn't there a problem there? This really stirred something for me because I have social anxiety. Do kids with anxiety have a right to be excused from something like presentations due to their mental illness, or do you think it's good for them to face their fears this way?
Okay, I think there is a huge difference
Yes.
between public speaking anxiety or what's it called?
Social anxiety.
Social anxiety and having a broken leg. Like, I mean, you can physically not do it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have anxiety. I completely understand. But the thing is that for you to go and public speak is going to strengthen you and it's going to help you. And so ultimately this is, I mean, it's such an unfair comparison because it's so different. Like I would say someone who has it's like someone who has like a physical disability can't do PE because they physically cannot. You can try to work through this and it'll strengthen you, like I said, to go and public speak. That'll help you. Brady.
Please stop getting your political opinions from Pinterest.
And we're journals.
I've
Thank
seen
you.
this on Tumblr too. Like, I've seen this.
Of course, yeah, because
You've seen
people
this? I
make
don't go on
memes
Tumblr.
like this, and then they go out, and then all of a sudden you have thousands of people like saying, "Oh, this really spoke to me." I think that social anxiety is just as bad as having, being a paraplegic. Ryan.
Yeah, I was just gonna say also the way you heal broken legs is you don't run on them, but the way you heal social anxiety is not by just never interacting
Yes.
with people.
Yes.
So that's what it's
But
about.
that's
Exactly.
why. That's the
Thank
thing,
you.
though.
Yes,
People
that was
treat
That's the best thing.
Ryan.
people
Ryan.
treat these disorders or whatever as like a thing that you have for the rest of your life, and it's like you're struck with the plague when you get it. And like these
It's
people
not.
who if the logic of this question carried through, then people with social anxiety would have, all of them would just be defunct in some way, and that's really dangerous to put that idea out there that you don't
Or
have to.
any kid
that's
that
not a
didn't
problem
finish
that you
the
have to heal.
report would be like, "Oh, I just came down with the worst case of social
Yeah,
anxiety,
exactly.
teacher. I just cannot. It just came.
Think about how
in
many
waves."
times you have to
You
public
just
speak.
can't anymore.
I know. Well, that's why I do want to be sensitive to it, because I know it is a thing and it's debilitating and it's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Oh
But
my
what
God, it very much
What if
is.
those kids had like a special remedial course where they just went really slowly and gently and used all kinds of
It's called speech class.
techniques?
I saw kids who had anxiety in my speech
Yeah.
class, and it was
And push-
great for
push
take
through
a
it.
speech class.
Because even a kid with a broken leg, they're going to wheel him out and throw a ball to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because why shouldn't you get to do something fun
That's
today?
what physical therapy is. You do it slowly until
Yeah.
you get
Yeah.
better at it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And here's the thing. I'm sorry. Do kids with anxiety have a right to be excused from something like presentations? But here's the thing.
Yeah.
You're going to grow up. You're not going to be a teenager with social anxiety
Yeah.
forever. You're going to have a job. And in that job, you will most likely, I'm probably half.
Bless you.
you're going to have to probably do a presentation, like in front of your boss, in front of other people, in front of clients. Like, I'm saying if you get like a job.
Anything, like you might have to run a meeting.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
There's people involved.
Like, this
everything.
is going to be like a thing for the rest of your life that you're going to have to work through, because you can't just not talk to people for the rest of your life. Like, my dad, he's a graphic designer, and he's not a very talky person. He doesn't like to talk in public, but he's had to do presentations. He's had to do, stuff for clients. He's had to talk in front of people and do presentations for his whole like office and stuff. So it's like, and he is an artist. So like, if that tells you in any field, you're going to have to do it.
Yeah. And like, I think you can definitely like, you can talk with your teacher or whatever, and I'm sure that they know that you have this, but like, be like, I need to go at a slower pace than everyone, but I want to get there. I think it's something that you can definitely get there, and maybe it'll always be there. I mean, most people, I would say almost everyone, gets nervous when they're doing something around people or like a presentation. I mean, that's, nerve-wracking, but I think you can get through this, and that's the difference between having broken legs, which, yes, you do get through that, but it's just such, like an unfair comparison.
And I think that the kids with broken legs, they should have to do PE too. Why not?
Yeah, exactly like Weezy
Seriously.
said, you can throw a ball, like you should still do that.
Some two kids can hold them, by the shoulders and make them run.
Making it work.
But to that point, Brady, there are kids that are mortified of having to line up in gym class and climb the rope in front of everybody, and that's just as intimidating.
I've never had to do
But
that.
that's
I've never
at the end of the
They're
day, these are all character building experiences.
Yeah.
They exist for a reason, because they take you out of your comfort zone. Like kids who went through school in like the 1950s and the 1960s and stuff. Like, yeah, a lot of people have like bad memories of school because they were bullied or whatever. But a lot of them are like they'll say like they're stronger people because of the adversity that they faced. Like that's something that we miss a lot of the times when we're talking about making schools, more hospitable for kids.
So we are not underestimating, or what's the word for it?
Making demeaning.
We're not negating that this is a thing. We
Of
know
course
that
it is.
that social we know that social anxiety is a thing, and that you're suffering, and that it should be acknowledged. We're not just tossing the baby into the pool and saying swim, but we're saying we all have things. And so rather than saying I'm not going to do it, say I have a thing and I need help.
Yeah.
I think you should talk to your parents and have your parents talk to your teacher about it, because I feel like if it's coming from your parents, your teacher will take it more seriously, because like there's this thing about like social anxiety and like mental disorders that people now think, oh, you're doing it just to get attention and
or
stuff.
as an excuse just so you don't have to do it, which is
exactly
the worst.
But sometimes it makes sense, because what else are you going to do? When you have a presentation that's really scary that's coming up. I mean, for a lot of kids, it's like the choice is either I, make it seem like my social anxiety is much worse than it actually is, or I go through and do the scary presentation. A lot of people choose the easier route. So it can create a situation where you can, fall back on it as an excuse. Of course, not in every situation. Social anxiety is a very real thing. But if you let it be used as an excuse, it can definitely take over your life in that way.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is like, don't let it control you. And I know that it's hard. I mean, I have been there, and I think we've all been there, but like, you can fight this. And if you are sure that you can, and if you're like, I want to do that presentation in front of like 5-10 people, like that's a step. And each like thing is significant in your journey doing this. And also just going back to like how people think that it's not a real thing, like those people that are like we all have ADD or we all have ADHD, like at sometimes, like these things are definitely real. And but there's always, most likely, I mean, most of the time, there is a way to get through this or a way to improve it.
What I like to say is it's an explanation. It's not an excuse.
Yeah.
Yes.
You still have to do it. And when you climb that rope, or when you swim that lap, or when you do that presentation, when you conquer that fear, you just feel like you're flying. You feel like you're floating. There's no feeling like getting
Soaring.
pushing past something, and the feeling of accomplishment is the greatest high we can ever experience.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, today we have anatomy, and we have to, like, prick our finger today just to check it. I know it's awful, and I, like, was almost going to die. But then I was like, I need to do this. I need to do it because I need to show myself that I can get over this. And also
Wait, prick it and, like, draw
you
blood?
have to prick it and then just, like, see your blood sugar levels because we're doing, like,
Draw
where you
blood,
take,
though.
Yeah, draw
no,
blood
it's
and put
just,
it on
you just prick it.
a slide. Put
And
the
then
blood on a slide.
what you
I wouldn't do that.
because what we're doing is seeing if eating sugar or versus eating like a healthier breakfast affects you like your blood sugar levels, which clearly it would. So we did it today just to practice because we're doing the real experiment. But I am one of the people who is scared of blood and needles, and like I just can't stand it. Like it makes me like, oh my God. And I was able to get over this, and I mean, I can't say that I'm like, oh, I'm free now from my fear, but it definitely is those little steps that are like, I got through that, I can do this, and it gives you a little confidence and a little like fire under yourself. So,
All
under
right.
yourself, is that fire under your
Fire
That's
and
a nice
belly,
way to
fire
put it.
under your
you know what
belly.
I'm saying?
It puts some fuel in your furnace,
Exactly,
lady.
lady.
You should subscribe to our YouTube channel. We
You
are
should.
youtube.com/journals network. You should subscribe to our Facebook page. We are facebook.com/journals network. In fact, we're Journals Network pretty much everywhere. So please subscribe. Give us a call at 888-531-7171. The last question is kind of personal, and you don't have to answer it
Josh.
unless your name is Matt. Then
Let's
you
all
have to
read it
answer.
at the same time.
Okay, it's from
Ready?
Annoy Mouse Stranger here.
Anonymous stranger.
Oh, okay.
Annoy mouse. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
How was your first date? Where did you guys do? You messed it up, Lyric. You messed it up. You
I said where?
You said, where did you guys do?
All right, we need some work on those
I was
harmonies.
even reading it.
Where did you guys go?
Matt, first date. Come on, Matt, let's go.
Fish tank.
I think I've told this story before,
What's
but
her name?
Shout out to Nathan.
my first date may well be. Oh, there we go. I'm on Facebook Live. My first date may well be when I brought the Eddie Murphy video,
Which one?
Raw, over to the girl
Netflix
I
and
wanted
chill.
to be my girlfriend's house.
Oh, yeah.
And her parents said, "Oh, we'll watch that with you."
What is it? The Eddie Murphy?
Eddie
Raw,
Murphy.
Eddie Murphy Raw, stand up.
It's an hour
Oh.
of just
How
did it go?
absolutely
Foul.
I
Really?
to this day,
I didn't know that he went there.
I married her.
mortified. I'm
I
scared.
married her.
I'm scared. Yeah,
Wow.
to this day, I'm mortified.
How did that
great.
end? Like, how did that relationship, like,
yeah.
how?
She never actually did become my girlfriend, but we are friends to this day.
Did you watch it?
We watched the entire thing.
Oh
in
my God.
In stone cold silence.
No!
I have a worse one.
Yeah.
I have a worse
And
one.
by the way, kids, do not get that video until you get a little older, please.
Brady.
I watched. This is not a first date story, but this is just a watching things with inappropriate people. I watched the movie Antichrist by Lars von Trier with my. See, Aaron knows. With my mom and my stepdad.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and my stepdad is a very Jewish old man, and he was just commenting the entire time. Now, do not look up that movie if you are under the age of 18. But if you are, you can look it up and see what I'm talking about. Aaron is, yeah. Okay. Anyway, we're
But
journals.
why is it so bad?
I
Wait,
can't
no.
say on this show.
No, I mean, but like, is it like?
It's called Antichrist. It features dead foxes.
No, I mean, but is it like gore, like heart, like?
Language or content?
Yes.
All of it.
Okay.
All of the above.
Wow.
First date, Mozart, have you had one?
I.
Because, I mean, you're 15, so you don't have to have had one yet.
Yeah. No.
Okay,
I'll
hanging
go.
out?
I'll go.
Any
It's okay.
hanging
It's okay.
out?
I don't want to.
Okay, you don't have to talk about it.
I don't want to divulge personal
too
information
close.
about me.
Okay,
though.
15.
So like, what are we counting as a date?
See, because for Matt, he can
Because
talk
like,
about
okay, I've had
his
several
childhood,
dates, but like, I
Lyric's
don't
like
know.
14. She's
you guys
also
are still in the
disqualified.
middle of
I'm-
it all. So go ahead,
Josh-
Lyric.
Josh
Lyric's
only.
telling a story.
Excuse me, I'm 15.
Lyric and I are the same
and a
age.
half.
Uh-huh.
I'm 15 and 3/4. That's offensive.
Lyric's telling a story.
Story time with Lyric. So,
Me.
okay. So like, okay, what are we counting as a date?
Hanging out with a crush.
Okay, so like,
How recent was this?
this was within the last.
Earlier today.
This was earlier today. No, this was within the last. Oh God, how long has it been? Like, before a year. Maybe a little, like, more than a year. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was with this guy.
A little over
and
a year
we were
ago.
like, in this I'm not going to say any details. But anyway, it was really, 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 really awkward because we went to a movie, and then like it was like really like the hand holding was like the most awkward thing because it was just like, and I was like. And then like my head was put onto this person's shoulder, and I was just like this the whole movie.
Here, Josh,
it was
put your head on
it
my
was
shoulder, like.
awful.
Wait, he
and
grabbed your head and physically placed it on.
I know. Here, let me demonstrate. Come here, Josh. It was like this.
You're like,
And then I was just like that the whole time. And then
wow.
and then after
You
the
didn't
movie,
like the guy?
I thought I did.
That's sad. Oh, I feel bad for him.
And then thanks.
I
Wow,
do.
you feel bad for him.
I do, because if you
for
didn't want
dating me.
No, if you didn't want to
No,
be
I
on
thought,
his shoulder,
but the thing
you
was,
could
I
just
thought
move.
I liked him, but then my shoulder was like all stiff after. I was like,
Yeah.
but then
like,
after
I
that
had a
we just
great
like walked
time.
around. It was really awkward, and then like he got a taco. It was just awful.
He got a taco, but you didn't get a
buy
taco?
you a taco?
That's
He just got a taco and he just eating
bad.
the taco.
Chivalry is dead.
one taco is never a good
he put
thing.
the taco on his shoulder. Josh.
Oh man, like I don't even know. Like it was just
Yeah,
like
Josh
the
started
mall.
dating when he was 8. Honestly.
Josh was an early
So,
bloomer.
I mean, it's just like the mall or something. Like it wasn't anything special. Like maybe California Pizza Kitchen and. the
Oh,
mall.
that's always
I
great.
mean, later on in life, it started getting like more fancy restaurants. Like
Wait, do they
Outback.
have
Outback, wow.
California Pizza Kitchen
Right.
in Michigan, or was this in California?
in Michigan?
Michigan.
That's
Really?
everywhere.
They
It's
have-
everywhere.
Oh yeah, we're
Jesus
famous.
Oh, I my first date was with this girl freshman year of high school, and we dated for like 5 months, but it was like it never became anything other than just like friends who held hands, really. And we walked to go get pizza, and then and this really like scary military officer, someone in uniform, like was like walking behind us, but we didn't know, and then he like came really close and was just like, "Excuse me," and like made us like stop holding hands, and he walked through the middle.
No,
Yeah.
what a
And then I
mess.
got back to school, and everyone was like, "Oh, did you guys make out?" And I was like, and that was it. That was
Did
my
he
first date.
steal her too?
No, he's just like
Mr.
but-
Steal Your Woman,
He
Steal Your Girl.
He could have gone around. Like I don't know why
Yeah.
he had to like walk behind us really close and then just.
I
Like,
think he has something against like kids holding hands.
he must.
Yeah.
He's like, I want that to be me.
Thank you guys. You've been wonderful. A wonderful panel. This is the best show ever. Please download it and listen to it many, many times in a row. We are Journals Out Loud. I'd like to thank our panel and our crew. You guys are fantastic. We will see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
And their sponsor, California Pizza Kitchen.
Yeah,
Yeah, now we're gonna get
Get the mug.